MINEX Forum, Russia 2011, we have the possibility to talk with Mr. Warwick Morley-Jepson, Regional Vice President, Russia, of Kinross Gold Corporation. It is the biggest international investor in gold mining sector in whole Russia. And now Kinross Gold Corporation is participating in MINEX Forum 2011 as the gold sponsors. Good day.
Good day, Natalia.
Kinross Gold operates in Russia for more than 15 years. What makes it successful in Russia?
Well, you know, our stay in Russia has been a very rewarding stay, both in how we've been able to contribute to the country, as well as obviously derive the profits and run the businesses which we came here to do in the first place. We will not suggest that we've done anything significantly different in Russia as we have done in many other countries around the world. One of the items that we would suggest we have done is persisted in our activities. We came here in 1995, made our first acquisition, and since that time we've made a number of further acquisitions as well as sold off a number of our operations. And during that time we have strengthened in both our presence in the mining operations as well as our presence in supporting facilities and offices that we have in this country. At this point in time we have nearly 5 offices stretching from Moscow itself, being the heart of what happens in Russia, to the areas in which we operate in the far east of Russia. So we've established a further springboard in Magadan, as well as a presence in Anadyr. And it's that presence that helps us interact with the entities, both from a government as well as from a business point of view, with those areas that are critical to run any business, in any country for that matter. And so every country has its own idiosyncrasies. Russia is no different. We get to understand what those are, and we get to deal with them. And we're very happy to be here.
Thank you much. And last year, having received the approval from Governmental Strategic Commission, Kinross Gold Corporation has acquired the deposit of strategic significance, Dvoynoye. How the project is developing today, and what difficulties do you face in developing project?
I think at the outset, let me say that our acquisition of Dvoynoye, being a strategic deposit, was a demonstration of the Russian authorities in the confidence that they have both in Kinross as well as external investors in coming into this country to be able to run a business in a way that is both conducive to living with the rules and regulations, as well as the considerations of the environment in which we operate. So that in itself was an exceptionally exciting and significant achievement for us. As far as Dvoynoye is concerned, it is an operation that is just 100 kilometers to the north of Kupol. A very exciting opportunity because it is made up of 2 entities. In essence, Dvoynoye being the current known reserve, of which we are currently putting a feasibility study together, and that feasibility study will be completed in the first quarter of 2012. And then there's a second item to that acquisition, and that is the property that circumvents Dvoynoye. Some 1,000 square kilometers of prospective land is held in a company called Region Ruda and a property called Vodorodesnaya. Again, it is an area that requires a lot of exploration work. It's also had some work done on it already during 2011 by ourselves, and we've defined a number of exciting targets. So it all goes well for what we acquired. As far as Dvoynoye is concerned, the feasibility study, as I said, will be finished in the end of, or during the first quarter of 2012. And whilst that is underway, we are doing a number of activities on site as we speak. The erection and construction of a temporary man camp that would house many of our construction group as they come on site, both this year and next year. We've already purchased a number of long lead items, one of which is the man camp, the permanent man camp that will live up to and maintain the kind of standards that we've been able to achieve at Kupol. So that has in fact been fabricated, and it's sitting in a port just north of Dvorno as we speak. Mining activities are being restricted to exploration work at the moment. We've developed a underground access, of which as of the end of the second quarter of this year, we had progressed some 250 meters underground already, and that is well progressed since. Difficulties in putting Dvorno on the map are clearly the environment in which we operate. It is in a very mountainous area. Weather is extremely difficult, and access is really restricted to certain periods of the year. We're very fortunate that we have Kupol just 100 kilometers down the road, as I said, and we have very strong and significant infrastructure there, both in the way of aviation facilities, being able to land aircraft there throughout the week, throughout the time. We are at the moment also developing a all-weather road that will then give road access to both the Kupol deposit and operation as well as Dvorno. So once they are linked by road, then certainly those difficulties will be overcome significantly.
Okay, and if we are talking about Kupol, as a result of transactions completed in 2010-2011, Kinross Gold Corporation now owns 100% of the Kupol mine, CGMC, and the Kupol East-West Exploration's license in Chukotka.
That's correct.
And also, what are your current plans and expectations of the Kupol project?
Well, Kupol, as you say, is the center of our operations at the moment in that immediate area. It has currently a life of mine that stretches to close on 2023. We believe that the ground and the area in which we operate is very prospective, and that's why we were very, again, excited to be able to obtain more ground or more prospective ground in and around our operation. So Kupol having a life of mine that stretches to 2023 is very important and exciting to us to be able to explore the ground that is being acquired through this last acquisition. It gives us an additional close to 420 square kilometers in and around Kupol. And as we've done at Dvorno, we've established a number of exploration techniques in defining targets. Those targets are the subject of further drilling, and we would hope that they then become the subject of further mining into the future. So the life of mine as Kupol currently stands, we really would like to believe that it's the phase one of Kupol. Kupol in itself cost us some 700 million in 2008, and you would expect that to spend that kind of money. It's a very extensive and significant asset that is there and has every reason to have a life of mine a lot longer than what it currently has. We believe that the ground around Kupol will allow us to do that.
Thank you. And the last question. How do you see the investment climate in mining sector, in mining sphere of Russia for today?
Well, let me say that I can only speak from a gold mining point of view, and I must say that it is very exciting. We have been here, as I said, for a long time, and we very often ask ourselves why our competitors aren't here. But be that as it may, we believe that the industry is still very much in its infancy. We believe that there's great growth potential. The opportunities here to be able to pursue a business are good, and they are not restrictive to the point that it would cause us to want to leave. Certainly we are involved with a number of initiatives with Russian authorities that are directed at trying to enhance some of the legal frameworks in which we operate. There are activities that we're working very closely with the Russian authorities that are addressing a number of these items. Maybe if I could quote a few of them. For example, the Russian legislation currently requires that a deposit is defined as a strategic deposit by virtue of its size, and this currently stands at 50 tons. There's certain requirements that are brought in as a result of that definition. Our company, together with others, and supported in fact by certain sectors of the Russian legal framework, are supporting an increase to 250 tons. Now that would have a significant benefit both by the legislation that's applicable to the strategic target, asset definition, and certainly would, we believe, lead to a greater influx of investment capital. There are a few others that come to mind. Currently, the mining rights to a property will extend to the property itself. But as you would appreciate, ore bodies are not normally confined by a survey line defined on surface. And so we are debating the issue of being able to have a preferential right. That's the mining company that owns the mining title, to have a preferential right for the extension of that right to the existing ore body that might project or protrude outside of that current boundary area. That's another example of some of the tweaking that we are talking about. I think maybe a final one, which is both in discussion, as I say, and an issue that we are wanting to take further in, that is the rights that are provided to an exploration company, in that if a resource or if a asset is discovered during the process of exploration, that there is a preferential right to that company to be able to extend its rights to that of a mining right. And again, it's not a significant change, but certainly a change that would lead to greater interest and reduce the extent of risk applicable to the specific area of exploration.
Thank you very much. And how do you like MINEX Forum 2011?
I think it's a great forum. I've been to a number of these types of forums around the world, be they in the United States, Australia, and South Africa, and I must say that this stands up equivalent to any one of those. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much.